Good morning. Welcome to our last day. I apologise, I've got a snivel from the air conditioning, but that always happens. So yesterday, what happened yesterday? So after we sailed away from Alesund, the waves, the sea was quite choppy, and we're going about 20 knots, so there was a fair bit of movement on ship in the afternoon, but it just meant that I just very happily chilled in my cabin. I wasn't ill, by the way, don't worry about that, but I just read my book in the afternoon, had a snooze, watched a film, just a really casual afternoon before we went to the Keel Cow for tea yesterday, which was so good. My dad had a good meal as well, which he really enjoyed, which is the highlight, because it's the first meal he's properly had. It's final tea day. It is 9 o'clock, so I'm gonna go meet Mum for breakfast, but I just thought I'd show you my view. So yeah, if I apologise for my wheeziness, this is It is a little bit breezy, but that's fine, as we've come back into the North Sea. Excuse my hair. But yeah, so breakfast, and then we'll go and explore and see what else we are doing today. Right, let's go. We headed to the Coral restaurant for breakfast, which is one of the main dining restaurants on board. I much prefer a sit-down meal at one of the restaurants than the buffet, as I find it more relaxing. The menu is the same every day, but I think there is a good selection, and it just is a great space to sit and watch the world go by and not have to rush for breakfast, so I really liked that. After breakfast we headed out to the promenade deck for a walk around. I will keep saying this, I think the promenade deck on Iona is a great addition that Britannia lacks. Britannia was our first ship and she doesn't have a promenade deck, but every ship I've been on since does, and I'm just promenade deck obsessed. I love it. The weather was so beautiful that day compared to the day before, so we decided to just sit on the promenade deck for a bit and read our books and relax. But yeah, so we had a good couple of hours sat in the sun reading. After that we headed up to deck 19 to try our hand at archery. We had been meaning to do it all cruise and thought the final sea day was the perfect time to do it. I will say we were terrible at it, but I'm going to blame the wind because it was really windy on deck 19, and I'm sure we can blame the wind, it's absolutely fine. But it was a nice way to spend around 15 to 30 minutes. After which we headed down to the Headliners Theatre to see the Sooty Show. So then we headed down to the Headliners Theatre for the Sooty Show. A handy tip, as at the time of filming, is that you are meant to book for the show using the app, or the website I should say, it's not an app. I hadn't thought about this, but the crew member greeting us was great and booked us in at the door with no issues. The theatre is beautiful and plenty of seating. I used to love Sooty and Sweep when I was a child, and I didn't realise they were still around. Anyone else? There was a fair amount of families with young children watching this show, but I think the adults were far more interested in the show than the children. They certainly were far more vocal than the children were during the show. But there was also a number of adults like my mum and I, without children, watching the show, just reminiscing of their childhood, I'm sure. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a really entertaining way to spend half an hour or so before we headed to the Quays for lunch. Guys, it's so beautiful outside today. I'm gonna show y'all. It's so beautiful. Oh, honestly, that door never fails to be an effort for me. My hair. Right, I need to pack. Right then guys, it's packing time. So my plan is to just quickly pack and then it's done and I can go and enjoy the rest of my day on board. So yeah, let's get this packed.
Throughout the day, passing between the rigs and wind farms and heading south toward the English Channel. We plan to pass through the Dover Straits tonight at around 10 p.m. Well, once through, we'll parallel the UK coastline towards Southampton, where we plan to embark our local pilot at 4 a.m., 4 o'clock in the morning, with an aim to being alongside the berth around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Well, I'd like to take this final opportunity to thank you all for cruising with us at P&O Cruises, and in particular for choosing the beautiful Iona. I'd also like to thank the ship's crew for their hard work and commitment over the past week. A final reminder that ship's clocks will go back 1 hour at 2 o'clock in the morning. That will of course bring us back in line with UK time. Well, that is all from me, everybody. Wherever you're heading tomorrow morning, I wish you a very safe trip home, and thank you again.
Hello. Oh, it's a bit shiny. Hello. I am made up for my last night on Iona. I am dressed. I am ready to go. I'm just wearing a black flowy dress. I have packed my case, so I'm going to put that out and then we're going to go to the Keel Cow for dinner again. My dad really enjoyed the Keel Cow, which is always an amazing thing when he actually enjoys the food, because he's quite picky. So yeah, so we're going to go to the Keel Cow for dinner and then hopefully I'm going to go to the Sky Dome and watch the show Rise tonight. So let's put my case out and let's go. Right, let's put this bad boy out. My door's locked. Let's go to dinner. Back to our favourite restaurant. You might not like the bird smell.
Yeah, just take it outside.
It is. My absolute favourite view. I'll be back when you're done. Good evening. It is 20 to 11. Why am I still up? I do not know. I should be in bed. But I've just come back from watching. I'm so bad at I always forget what we've done. So we went for dinner again at the Keel Cow. Such a good restaurant on board. It is a paid extra, so it's one of the class. They class it as a speciality, but it's so worth the money. Yeah, my dad's quite picky with his food, and he's the one who wanted to go back the second time. So if that doesn't say something, I don't know what else. So he's really enjoyed it. We all had steak. Really beautiful food. And then we went to Ripples and had ice cream for dessert before Mum and I went up to watch Rise, the sort of acrobatics show in the Sky Dome. So a really great show, slightly odd, but a great show. Yeah, but it's a really good show. Watched the sunset and then just kind of wandered around the promenade deck and had just a really, really nice evening. So I'm all packed up. My case has already gone out, as you'll have seen. So I'm gonna head to bed, or take my makeup off, head to bed, ready for disembarking. So we are due to leave Iona at 9:30 in the morning. That's our time to leave. So we're out the cabins by 8. So out the cabins by 8 no matter what time you're leaving. So my plan is probably up about 7-ish. Yeah, 7. And then yeah, get up at 7, not put my makeup on, hair's gonna be in a bun. I'm driving home, so no. So yes, I'm gonna get up and then we're gonna go have breakfast in the Quays before we head to the Limelight Club. So with my dad having a mobility impairment, we will be using the P&O's service of helping us get off the ship. So we're headed to the Limelight Club. If you have a disability and you need assistance either getting on or getting off the ship, let P&O know. We didn't necessarily have assistance getting on, and I regret not doing that because it's extremely stressful. I won't deny. Embarkation day is a stressful time anyway, let alone when you're trying to jockey for position with lifts with a wheelchair. So use the assistance. That's my top tip. But otherwise, yeah, we're going to use the assistance and then pick our car up from CPS and head back to Bristol. So I'm going to say goodnight. I've still not packed everything. My hand luggage is going to be full. But yeah, I'm going to say goodnight and I will see you in the morning. Night. Good morning. We are back in Southampton. Yeah, I am up. I am dressed. I am just wearing t-shirt, black leggings for the travel journey home. So what I thought I'd do is first of all show you how beautiful it is here in Southampton, and then I thought I'd kind of talk you through my cabin one last time and say what parts I liked about it, what parts I liked less. But first let's go look outside. Oh, the wind's died down, thank God. Oh, we've got a Cunard ship in. What have we got in? Oh, that Celebrity Silhouette. This is just going to be red fun fairy, isn't it? Idiot Emily. And oh, this looks Ventura at the back. We will check later, but yeah, absolutely stunning. Stunning day. But yeah, so I want to kind of talk about what I do and do when I go out my cabin. So firstly, my balcony, it's a great size. So this is cabin 8104. Great size balcony. The crew have moved the chairs around, I think, for almost sitting back. They were here. But yeah, a really good size balcony. As you can see, it has got a wind protector which really did help because it was fairly windy on a couple of occasions. We've got a steel door if the weather got really bad. I thought it was bad, but obviously crew don't. We've got a porthole and then a door. Oh, let's get in. A little tip with this door, I think, which is good to know, is if you lock it and then check it, there's a gap. So what you actually need to do, this is just what I learned and I may just be an idiot, slam it shut, lock it, and then just leave it. Otherwise it can get quite windy. So here we go. So I'm pretty much packed, ready to go. So we have got, so I think what we'll do is we'll start from the door. So obviously you've got your emergency instructions, etc. Fine. This I think is great. So it's a magnet, and so you can either have it taken it easy with please do not disturb, or gone exploring, make up my room. I think that's a really great touch because considering it's a metal box, great touch. We've got the bathroom, heat and cool controls. This is what I really like. Found this really useful. So it's a little night light. So I don't know about you, but I think a lot of people leave the bathroom light on because it gets so dark in a cabin. So having this little night light, such a great idea. So well done, P&O. And then we'll come to the bathroom. I think it's a really great size, really well designed, plenty of storage there, more storage underneath if required, and also some here. I'll be honest, I didn't use it, it was just me in this cabin, so I didn't use this bit or this bit, but I did use, yes, so really great storage. Really liked the shower. It was a good size. I'm not the smallest up here at people, I won't pretend I am, but it was a really good size. I could fit in there comfortably. So yeah, really good size. Great shower product. I love, one of the great things I love about coming on P&O is the White Company Flowers shower gel and hair wash. So that's great. Again, plenty of storage. Plenty of storage in the thing if you want to bring your own. I didn't because this stuff is great. I really like the pressure on the shower, and also I really like that the door can open both ways. I don't know if people say that, but I think it's a really handy thing to note. So next, come out the cabin. I really like the hooks. These are really handy for putting things like, especially when we were, because we've been in Norway, so raincoat, umbrella, just hoodies, lanyard. So yes, I just think a really great touch and really useful. So we'll come out. Let's talk wardrobe. So my cabin, the bed is next to the wardrobes. Again, as I said, I'm not the smallest of people, and it wasn't the easiest. So I can do it, but there is room, as you can see, but it's not the easiest. So the safe, I'd like the safe to be bigger. That's the main thing. I'm gonna just check. Yeah, I'd like the safe to be bigger. I don't think it needs to be that small. There is space at the back because it's a deep cupboard to make it bigger, I would say. Hanging space. And plenty of storage, I think. I am personally a very big advocate of the sort of walk-in wardrobe styles that they have on Britannia and Azura. But this was good. I enjoyed that I liked that you could put everything away and things weren't on show. I liked that, but I do miss my walk-in wardrobe. This room was, or is, a 3-person cabin, by the way. I'm not sure how that would work, but hey ho. Really useful storage. This USB is great. And also I didn't use it, but yeah, great. So yeah, good. There's underbed storage, so that's great. Bed, really comfy. Yeah, I really enjoyed, I had really good night's sleeps in this bed, so yeah, really good bed. I really like these. I think they're great. So that, can you tell, I do like this cabin. I think it's a really nice cabin. When I came in here, I was a bit like, oh, there's a sofa. I don't really need a sofa. And you're right, I don't need the sofa. But it is a really nice touch, and it is nice to be able to sit on the sofa and not have to sit in your bed. So I do like that. So well done, P&O. This little table, just useful. It's a little thing to have, but sometimes it does get in the way. Desk space. If I was in a cabin with my mum, I would have used the kettle. But I didn't drink anything, so look, I didn't even eat any biscuits. So there's plenty, they give you plenty of milk, plenty of coffee, which I don't drink, and again, plenty of tea bags and sugar, I guess. Yeah, so I didn't use but a great touch thing. The phone is great. If you don't know, you can call other cabins from it. So I would probably once a day call my mum and say, what time are we meeting, blah blah blah. So yeah, really great to have that. The fridge, I'm sort of filming this to make sure it's empty. So yeah, so the fridge is empty. Really, guys, I put some drinks in it I bought, so it's really chilled. This was a useful little storage thing, so that was good. I'm not going to show you what's in my bin because nobody needs to see what's in the bin. This was really, I didn't use this at all. Yeah, didn't use this at all, but hey ho. If there's more than one person, you might have. TV was good. I apologise for my snivelly nose. Yeah, just, I really rate this cabin actually, and I didn't think I would. This I thought was a nice little touch. Welcome back. So yeah, all in all, I really did like this cabin. I think it was a really good cabin. It's a good location. Good location, good cabin. I would definitely, would I? It is a great location, it's a good cabin. Whether I would book it again, I'm not sure. It is very, I'm sorry. It is right at the front of the ship. But I think that would be okay. We did Norway, we were going 22 knots at times. It was windy. So I think, yeah, I would book it again. I'm not sure I would do it if my mum was with me, because she came down for a bit and was like, you can feel the movement. So I think deck 8 is a really great deck. Yeah, I think deck 8 is a really great deck. It's a really great location. I would stay in it again. Having done Norway and, you know, 22 knots, wind, rain, it stood up really well. A little comment I will say is that on some evenings you can hear the crew in the crew pool relaxation area. It didn't bother me, but just to say that some people it might. But yeah, but they need to enjoy themselves. They need to let loose. They work incredibly hard on the ship. as they have done on all other P&O ships I've been on and all other cruise ships I've been on. So yeah, just be aware of that. If you say have young children, things like that, probably not the cabin for you. And it is a long walk from the stairs, so being right at the front, it's great views. We did originally book Arvia for next year, and we would be in sort of this cabin but 2 decks up, and I think that would be amazing views. So yeah, so it's 7:30, so I'm gonna head down to my parents' cabin, get them ready, do a quick tour of their accessible cabin because I haven't done one yet, and then we'll go for breakfast before we go home. Right, let's go. This is my statement. Super quick accessible cabin tour. This is cabin 8330. Electric door coming in. Right, this has just been as we've left it, so TV, wardrobes, balcony. See if I can lock this. There we go, it worked. Lots of cupboard space. It's got the USBs as the others do. I'm going to try to quickly. Tea, coffee, etc. Safe, fridge. After breakfast, we headed down to the Limelight Club to disembark. There was a lot of people requiring assistance to disembark the ship, so it took well over an hour, maybe almost 2, to disembark. But once we were off, it was a smooth drive home to see the dogs.